Always looking to save some money when we're working on this project car 1990 Mustang Convertible. The top doesn't seem to come up as smoothly as it used to, so we need to look at a few things, see if we can save a couple dollars without taking it to the shop to get overhauled. Hello, welcome in. First thing I noticed while inspecting the convertible's operation is that I'm missing a bolt on the driver's side. Let's get this installed to ensure we have the intended amount of bolts. While comparing sides, I noticed the passenger side is also missing a bolt, but a different one from the driver's side. These may be why the top doesn't latch to the windshield, which it has since I've owned the car. Since the bolts are missing, I had to buy my own from the local store. I'm really saddened by it because I would have liked to have period correct manufacturing specific pieces, but we'll go with the flow. The passenger side bolt gave me a fit and almost beat up my hands. The bolt isn't even close to being tight, and it's not going any further. Well, that nut is not right, and I don't want to cross thread the bolt. Typically, the correct bolts and nut combination is not tough to tighten. As you all are laughing through my pain and embarrassment, just wanted to remind you all that I'm not a mechanic or a body man. I'm just a normal guy trying to get this Mustang back up on the road looking better than when I got it. After fighting this, I decided to let common sense take over. So I'm removing it to see if I can find a nut that works. This new bolt is much easier and goes on nicely. Now let's take a look at the convertible motor. I'm going to check the wires and hoses to make sure they are good. The first thing I notice is the motor is not even in the right spot. It's not bolted in place and it's just able to move around as you're driving. I tried to move the motor onto its base. No. There's not even enough excess tubing to allow me to move it. And there's grease on the tubing, so we may have a leak. Well, I can't do anything about the tubing not being long enough at the moment. I can check to see if there's any leaks, look around, see if there's any damage to the motor. While I'm at it, I will wipe the surfaces. Wiping the surfaces are going to allow me to see if there is any leaking from the tubes later. As you can see, the motor is about 6 to 8 inches from its intended resting space. My guess is a previous owner had a cracked hose. They trimmed the hose and moved the motor. I really do not need or want the motor to be moving around. However, I'll need to do a little more research before I start disconnecting hoses and messing with that stuff. Since I found grease and grime, I better check the fluid reservoir of the motor. Many times the experts have said that the convertible top's function can be affected greatly or impacted by the fluid level. I don't know the proper tool to remove the fluid plug, so I'm going to have to try several pairs of pliers or wrenches until I can get it out. This plug is much tougher than I expected. I guess it wasn't the source of the leak. How long does it take for a rookie to remove a plug anyway? Longer than I care to admit. So let's fast forward through this embarrassing phase, shall we? Okay, now we should add some transmission fluid and see what we get. I'm using a baby medicine dispenser to fill the reservoir. That will make this refill take a bit longer. Well, if I'm going to make a mess, then I might as well clean it up as I go. By the way, this medicine dropper is about 5 milliliters full. So I'm not going to do the math, but there will be several refills using this dropper before we can do a test. Alright, so I brought the top up and down. I'm doing the test with the plug out to make sure any air bubbles have a chance to escape. Also, if I need to add more fluid, I don't have to fight the plug again. I worked the motor a couple of times, about halfway up and halfway down. The top still won't go all the way to its brackets on the front windshield. I'm wondering if the top has gotten too tight with me leaving it down. I found a new possible culprit. I was watching the operation of the guides to see if I could spot a hitch in the movement. No hitch that I can detect, but take a look. One side is missing 3 more bolts. Well, I'll need to address that in the next video to see if we can get this top going. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. You haven't done it already? Don't forget to smash the thumbs up if you like the content, and of course, leave comments. I love the interaction.